Hello students, today we are going to start with our first chapter, that is the living world, adaptations and classification. So in this chapter we have to study about adaptations, in what is adaptation and how on the basis of adaptation the animals and plants are classified according to the regions, according to their characteristic, according to their need. Okay, so first we have to study about what a diversity. What is meant by diversity actually? Diversity means a differentness, means there is a number of diverse plant, number of types of plant, number of type of animals are found in different region. According to their characteristics, that the animals are found in different region. For example, in desert region the animals are different, like camel is found only in desert region, in snowy region, in polar region polar bear, that penguin, these are found in polar region because their body, their structure is made for what, the polar region atmosphere. Okay, so according to this, a great variety of plant is found on a earth surface. So some have a colorful flowers, some plant grows in water, whereas some plants are found in desert. Okay, some size of a plant, some plants have a huge size, or some plants can only be seen through a microscope also, we can't see with your naked eyes. Okay, so there is a diversity in size also, there is a diversity in uh, food also. Okay, so now same like plant, there is a diversity in animals also. So some are unicellular animals, some are multicellular animals, some animals are vegetarian, some are non-vegetarian, means some eat fleshy meat, some eat only green vegetables. Okay, this world is full of variety of animals, which is divided into what part? Aquatic animal, terrestrial animal, amphibian, reptilian and aerial. You know the meaning of this word, because means what? Aquatic means which lives in water, terrestrial means which lives on land, amphibians means which lives in water and land both, reptilian means which like a snake, chameleon. Okay, after that aerial means bird, etc. So these observation give rise to a question: how does this great diversity come into being? Means how these animals and plants are get classified according to uh, their characteristics, how man or how a scientist have to manage the to classification of this characteristics of a plants and animal. So in this chapter we have to study how the animals or living things are classified according to their adaptation. What is adaptation? Okay, so there is one question in given here, that are the plants and animals from Kashmir and Rajasthan of the same type? Can you elaborate on any differences between the two? See, you have to find the answer of this question. I will give you one hint for that. That is, Kashmir and Rajasthan are two different regions. Both have different weather conditions. In Kashmir the weather is cold, in Rajasthan the weather is hot. So according to that particular weather, that weather is convenient for which plant, which animal, according to this characteristics of that particular plant, number of plants and animals are there in particular region. So the answer of first question is what? There is no, all the plants and animals are same which are found in desert, Kashmir and Rajasthan. So you have to write down the main difference for this question. Okay, now so coniferous tree like pine and deodar flourish in snowy region like Kashmir. However, in the desert of Rajasthan, plants like cactus and ashia, babur, which is also found in India, in Vidarbha, which have a which the region where mountains are not there, where the mountains are not there, the percentage of rain is less. There in that area, the tree babur, the scientific name is ashia, is found. Okay, are to be found. The camel, a desert animal, we know that a camel is what, a desert animal and not found in Kashmir. Okay, so in Kashmir different animal is there, yak is there. Okay, so this is the basic difference. Basic main difference is what? Weather condition. Camel, for the need of the camel, the body structure of camel is made such that the adaptation of the weather condition in desert region is very convenient for the growth of a camel. He can store a water, he have a rough foot, he can walk in a sand. So camel is a desert animal. But in a Kashmir he cannot walk because there is a snow, cold weather. So their body structure of camel is not convenient for this purpose. So this is the difference, weather condition. Okay, so now we have to study about what? What is adaptation actually? See, so gradual changes occur in the body part and also in the behavior of organism which help them to adjust to their surrounding. As we know, in Kashmir and in desert, two different types of animals are found. Okay, so these two different types of animal are found in Kashmir and desert, have a different characteristics according to weather condition of that particular region. So what is adaptation actually? There are some changes are occurring in the body parts of plants and animals or organism, we can say, which help them to adjust to their surrounding. Means camel adjusts their body part or their structure, their routine, which matches the weather condition of Rajasthan, means in desert region. Okay, so such changes are called as what? Adaptation. Okay, so they take place over a long period of time. This adaptation is not a for a short period of time. This adaptation is for a long period of time. How much that period is? For the rest of their life also, as they stay in that particular region. Okay, so first we have to study about adaptation in plants. So one table is given there, you have to complete that table. Name of plant is given, that is lotus. Habitat is aquatic, we know that lotus is an aquatic plant. Type of root is fibrous. Characteristics of leaves, large and round with waxy layer. Characteristics of stem, hollow and flexible. After that, cactus is desert plant. Okay, types of root you have to write down here. Characteristics you have to write down there, and characteristics of stem also. So likewise you have to complete this table. Now adaptation in aquatic plant. Aquatic plants mean that the plants which grows in water. Best example we know lotus. Okay, so different types of plants are found in different body species, like river, pond, brook, lake. Okay, so what actually changes you are observing, we are observing in terrestrial and aquatic plant. Terrestrial means the plants which grow on land. Okay, the root of that terrestrial plant or a stem of the terrestrial plant is very hard as compared to the aquatic plant. The stem is very flexible, the root are very flexible, the leaves are waxy. Okay, as you observe the lotus plant. Why is it so? Because some of the aquatic plants are firmly rooted in the soil at the bottom of the water bodies. We know that, as you see in the pictures, some of the aquatic plants are firmly rooted in the water bodies. As you see on the Discovery Channel also, under the sea, in a deep sea, number of plants are there which are rooted at the bottom of the sea. Okay, but some plants are float on the water, like lotus. So their stem are submerged, while leaves and flower float on the surface of water. However, some plants are entirely afloat. Their roots are not anchored in the, anchored means अंदर घुसे हुए नहीं है roots. Okay, in a soil. So there is also diversity in aquatic plants also. Some plants are have a root which is anchored in a water, but some plants will float on the water. So the surface of the leaves and stem of many aquatic plants are covered with a waxy layer. Why this waxy layer is there? Because for floating, we know that wax is what? It is a sticky substance which float on water. If you take a wax and which you put on a water, then it will float. So it has a waxy structure, so that leaf can float easily on a water. Okay, leaves of some aquatic plants are thin and slender like a ribbon. Why? Because they are flexible. Slender means move hote hain. So that leaves of aquatic plants are flexible. Why they are flexible? Because some you know that the waves of water are there due to air. So with that wave, the water will move. So with the motion of that water, that plant can also move easily. That's why the leaves are flexible. If the leaves are straight, then due to the force of that water which created by the wave, that roots can break, because it is very thin, as you observe aquatic plants root. Okay, so that's why these roots are flexible, so they can adjust according to the wave. Okay, now this shape helps them to withstand fast currents of water. As I explained this you, that the wave of water is very fast sometimes due to air, due to high tides, low tides, as we talking about sea. But in rivers also some waves are there, or in rainy season the flow of river is very fast. So that plant can survive in that particular aquatic body. That's why their roots are flexible. Air spaces in stem and petioles of aquatic plants are useful for floating in water. As you are going from swimming classes, one tube is given to you. With the help of that tube, you can float on that swimming pool. Okay, and you learn the swimming. Same, some petioles or some uh, empty stems are given to the aquatic plant, so they can float easily on the water body. So this is what the adaptation in aquatic plant. Some pictures are given, that is lotus stalk. Stem of lotus is showing here. Lotus plant picture is showing here. Okay, the lotus plant have a big leaf which have a waxy structure. Okay, so there are some questions that you have to write in your textbook notebook. Answer. First question is, why does water trickle off lotus leaves? Because it has a waxy structure. Why don't the leaves of these plants rot in water? Because they are on the surface of water. These plants are in the category of the plants which float on the water surface. That the leaves of lotus plant is very big and have waxy structure. So this plant is float on a water surface. Why are the roots short and fibrous? Because they can float easily and they can move with the water waves. Okay, now this is all about what? Adaptation in aquatic plant. Now move towards adaptation in desert plants. So take two pots planted, two potted plants, one a cactus and other a leafy plant. Tie a plastic around the tie a plastic bag loosely around the leaves of these plants and keep them in a sunlight from early in the morning. In the afternoon, bring those pots into the classroom. But as we know, you can do this experiment at your home also. You have to take two potted plants and you have to tie a plastic on that plant. What you observe in on that plastic, actually you can tie a plastic on the leaf of a plant also. So after 4 to 6 hour or after 6 hour, what you observe, some water droplets are gathered on that plastic, inside that plastic. What is this actually? So means plants excrete what? Water. Or plants excrete vapor. You can say that plant excrete means क्या? बाहर छोड़ना. Plant excrete water vapor. So desert plants are either leafless or their leaves are like small needles. As I hope you all see the cactus plant. Okay, it have a short structure. The height of cactus plant is not very big. Okay, so that desert plants means for example cactus plants are either leafless or their leaves are like small needles or have been modified into thorns. Thorns means kate. Okay, as a result they lose very little water by evaporation. The stem stores water and food is therefore fleshy. In cactus plant, important point is that the stem stores water, which is very useful for food. Okay, both water and food are stored by which part of the cactus plant? Stem. Okay, the stem are green as they perform photosynthesis in the absence of leaves. Because in normal plant, leaves perform photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? The process of preparation of food with the help of sunlight. In case of plant, only this process is there. Means, as you know, plants prepare their own food. This process is called as what? Photosynthesis. Plant prepare their own food with the help of sunlight. That is called as what? Photosynthesis in the absence of leaves. So their roots penetrate deep into the soil and some roots spread away into the soil in search of water. They can adopt or they can take a food from a neighboring plant also. Sometimes cactus do not prepare their own food because the leaves are absent in the cactus plant. If they are not preparing their food, then they can adopt or they can take a food from another plant also. So their root are firmly into the soil and they can spread easily, okay, in a soil. So there is a thick layer of a waxy substance on the stem of these plants too. On this plant also there is a thick layer of what? Waxy substance is there. Okay, so this is about what? Adaptation in desert plant. Now next move towards adaptation in plants of snowy region. Snowy region means where the snowfall is there. Means in polar region Kashmir also included in snowy region. Manali also included in snowy region. Okay. Himachal Pradesh is also included in snowy region. Okay. Now, as you see, one tree is given, that the picture is given, that is Deodar tree. As you know, it is look like a Christmas tree. Okay. So see, in what way are sloping branches useful to plants in a snowy region? Actually, the answer of this question is what? These sloping branches help that tree to flow the snow. As the heavy snowfall there is there in the snowy region, so that snow is not so there why these sloping branches are there? Because this, after the heavy snowfall, this snow, this the cone like shape or a sloping shape prevents the snow from the accumulating on the tree, and the thick bark helps the tree to withstand the cold. Means, as if if you are, you can imagine that if the this tree in a snowy region have a normal structure or a normal structure without, it does not have a sloping branches, then what will happen, that snow is gathered on that branches, and due to that excess of water, because what is snow, it is the cold form, which is it is the ice. After some time, if sun is there after snowfall, that water gets melt. But each and every plant does not need such amount of water, so due to that, it is not good for that particular plant. That's why the branches of this plant is like a slope, so that particular snow after snowfall is not accumulate, means which is not stay on that particular leaf of a plant. That's why the branches are slopy. Okay. So plants, example of plants in snowy region are what? Mainly deodar and pine tree. Okay. These trees are conical in shape due to their sloping branches. We call it as a what? Christmas tree. Okay. In foreign country also this type of plants are found, because in foreign country also some seasons snowfall is there. Okay. So, and their branches and their bark are very thick, they can withstand in very heavy snowfall. For that their branches are and bark are thick. Okay, this is what about the adaptation in plants in snowy region. Now move towards next, that is adaptation in plants of forest region. So see, a variety of plants, trees, shrubs and herbs are found in a forest. As you observe this picture 1.6, number of plants are there. Some plants are big, some plants are small, some number of shrubs are there, number of herbs are there. Okay, so these plants compete among themselves for sunlight, because some forests are very dense, like Andharban forest near Pune, or okay, Amazon forest, you know very well, because it is a very dense forest, because sunlight is not there because of the huge height of the some plant. Okay, so hence trees grow tall to get a sunlight, and climbers and vines grow to the great height with the support of a tree. As we know, the climbers and vines are grow with the help of what? With the support, so they get a support of what? Big tree. So now spring-like tendrils on the stream of some climbers is an example of what? Adaptation. So adaptation in forest region is what actually? They are dependent on each other. Tendrils or vines and climbers are dependent on what? For big trees to grow properly. With the help of that bark of the big tree, they can grow upright and get a sunlight to prepare their food. Okay, this is what the adaptation in a forest region. Now our next topic is what? Adaptation in grassland plant. Grassland means a grassy region, the region which have a lot of grasses or a flower. Okay. Now, so diverse type of bushes and grasses are found in a grassland. Now, so fibrous roots of grasses prevent soil erosion. What is soil erosion? Soil erosion is what? Soil erosion is a type of a what? It is a type of a loss of a soil, means due to the flow of water, due to the excess flow of water, nutrients in a soil get lost with the flow of water. That is called as what? Soil erosion. So by planting a plant which have a strong root structure which can hold that soil easily, so we can prevent a soil erosion. Grass also have a strong, because it is a dense, grass हमने देखा है बहुत dense होता है, so that grass also prevent a soil erosion. Forest in the equatorial region are dense. Animal like tiger, elephant and deer can remain hidden in these grasses. As you see on the Discovery Channel, in hunting program, you can see that tiger, that lion is hidden in these grasses for their hunt. Okay. So however, grasses in cold region are very short. Animal like rabbit are found in such grasses. Vast meadows are found in hilly areas as well as plains. Okay, this is what about the adaptation in grassland plants. Okay, now you can see the one picture is given. The question is what? Observe and note down the adaptation in the part of plants like potato, groundnut, because they grow inside the earth surface. So what is the adaptation? The nutrients which they get inside the earth surface. The root, actually what this type of plant vegetable is called potato or onion. It is a root vegetable because they grow on the root. Normally at the top of the tree a fruit or vegetable is there, but this is a root vegetable which is grow at the root. Okay, so this is about what the adaptation in plants. Okay.